Hi, my name's Joseph Lewis, and I'll be talking about the 1964 Mustang. Now, before we go any further into the video, I am going to say that today I will be driving a 2015 Mustang GT 500. So, the 1964 Mustang came out in 1964 by a man named Lee Iacocca who worked for Ford. He was born on October 15th, 1924. Where did Lee Iacocca come up with the idea of the Mustang? At the time, Ford was looking for a car that was going to be specifically advertised to a younger group of people. In doing so, Lee Iacocca was responsible for marketing towards those younger people and finding out what their interests are in certain types of cars, what designs appeal to them, what colors appeal to them, looks of the wheels, the hood, everything. Do they prefer convertible or hardtop? Those were all considerations when looking at the kind of car that appeals to those kinds of people. When Lee Iacocca had finally come out with that ideal car that he was looking to market to that younger group of people, he had come out with the Mustang. Now, what not only separates the Mustang from the other cars is not only the looks and the way it drives and the way it sounds, but is also what's under the hood. What really made this car stand out from the other ones was that the horsepower and the type of engine it was running. See, most cars back then weren't really built for speed and muscle and to go fast. They really weren't built for any of those reasons. And this Mustang had 271 horsepower under the hood. It was a 4 or 5 speed manual and could go to 0 to 60 in 8.9 seconds. Now in the 1960s, that was pretty fast. Whereas today's car, you could have a 2015 Mustang go 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds with a V8 and have over 300 horsepower. So comparatively speaking back then, this was very exciting and very new. Furthermore, the 1964 Mustang has not only changed the way we look at cars and we drive them, but started the muscle car era. Since the 1960s, Ford has taken many steps in order to upgrade and update its Mustangs, such as an upgraded aluminum hood to fit the 5.0-liter engine consisting of 406 horsepower, completely stock. I think something important to note is that even though Ford has incorporated so many different technologies such as driving assist, lane assist, parking assist, safety features, all these technologies of today's world, they've still been able to maintain that 5.0-liter engine and give you that iconic Mustang feel when you drive it, that 5.0-liter engine, 406 horsepower, completely stock. Now, an actual interesting fact about the 64 Mustang is that it is also known as the 64 and a half. And the reason for that being is because it came out halfway through the year. And that is unlike most cars, is they'll either come out at the beginning of the year or closer towards the end of the year, whereas this specific Mustang from Ford came out halfway through the year, and it is known as the 64 and a half or just the 1964 Mustang. Since the 1960s, the Ford Mustang has come a long way since Lee Iacocca's original design. And actually, something interesting about Lee Iacocca is although he is no longer the CEO of Ford, because of his hard work and dedication on the Mustang and his research and finding out how he needs to market to a certain group of people and how successful he was, he actually later became the CEO of Ford for an extended period of time. With that being said, Lee Iacocca had worked for Ford for 32 years, starting in 1946, ending in 1978, June 13th of 1978. He was the president and CEO for Ford for 8 years. So he was the president and CEO starting at 1970. He was later let go and fired in 1978 on June 13th. Now, the reason he was fired in the first place was because of years of tensions between Iacocca and Henry Ford II. The reason for this is that they had very different opinions, ideas on how to go about the company and manage things, and ideas in general. So, in conclusion, the Ford Motor Company has continued to roll out new variations of the Mustang every few years or so with cosmetic or performance improvements, while on the other hand, the Mustang has evolved so much over time the key takeaway is that it has always been able to stay true to its original timeless design.